Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about Biden admin delays $600 reporting rule for gig workers. So this is actually a pretty important tax video for anybody who is part-timing the gig economy. As far as Doordash, UberEats, Grubhub, PayPal, Venmo, all that good stuff. Turns out the new rules that the IRS was going to implement are not going to be applied this year, and this is actually very important for you to know. But with that said, I actually want to go over what is being said in this article, how it actually is for gig workers, part-time and full-time, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. The Biden administration is rethinking its recent tax change intended to crack down on tax evasion by small business and independent contractors working in the gig economy, reports the Wall Street Journal. You mean he's realizing that the way he's been doing things is not okay and the attacks on the gig economy need to stop? Oh my god, what a concept! The Internal Revenue Service on Friday said it's delaying by 1 year a new rule mandating small business owners who are paid for goods and services through apps such as PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Etsy, StubHub, and Airbnb to report their earnings, closing a tax loophole for online sellers. Yeah, that's what it was intended to stop, but it was actually affecting the entirety of the gig economy. DoorDash drivers, Uber Eats drivers, Grubhub drivers making less than $20,000 a year, but more than $600 would have been affected by this. And obviously, I'm talking to the really part-timers who are probably working only weekends, but still, that's an important distinction. Previously, those companies only informed the IRS if a user received payments exceeding $20,000 through more than 200 transactions in one calendar year. Through Democrats in Congress in 2021 reduced the threshold to 600 and just one transaction as part of the Biden administration's effort to narrow the $7 trillion tax gap between revenue that is owed and revenue that is collected. So yeah, that change is actually going to be taking place next year, not this year. So if you were making changes to your strategy until then now it's a little too late to know, but either way, now you're gonna have to apply those changes in the next upcoming tax year. The IRS and Treasury heard a number of concerns regarding the timeline of implementation of these changes. Under the American Rescue Plan, Douglas O'Donnell, the acting IRS commissioner, said in a statement, to help soothe the transaction and ensure clarity for taxpayers, tax professionals, and the industry, the IRS will delay implementation of the 1099-K changes. Yeah, literally, this was happening so quickly, I was almost thinking it was armed robbery. Like, literally, one of the IRS rules for actually being a new tax collector, they were actually having people trained, like, you had to have a firearm in order to actually be a new tax collector, which is insane. It's not unheard of. I've seen people in collections have a firearm, but it was never a requirement. They never trained people to basically be armed robbers. Like, seriously? He added the additional time will help reduce confusion during the upcoming 2023 tax filing season and provide more time for taxpayers to prepare and understand the new reporting requirements. Several Republicans asked the IRS to delay the implementation of the new rules, calling it confusing and unworkable. Senator Joe Manchin, DWVA, in a statement urged the IRS to use their authority now to delay the implementation and allow Congress to continue working to find a lasting solution that prevents this harmful regulation from impacting small businesses. It was actually one of the most confusing things for a lot of people, and not to mention, if there's anybody who is on the side of the economic situation of the people, it's Joe Manchin. Like, literally, the entirety of Congress doesn't move unless Joe Manchin gives the okay at this point. It's amazing how much of a swing vote he is. This isn't a political channel. I just appreciate some of the things that he's done for both the Democratic and Republican side. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. And then you pay me. There you go. Honestly, it felt like for a long time that the IRS and the Biden administration have been aggressively attacking the gig economy. And you know what? There are some things that have been shady that need to be fixed, but they need to be fixed in a way that is helpful to people and not harmful to people. I'm glad that this delay has been taking place so that way people who have been part-timing the gig economy and even trying to do some extra stuff on the side to make some extra money aren't going to be harmed in that way. But that being said, it's about time. It's about time something like this happened. So good on the IRS's part. I hate that Biden ended up getting the credit for this because, quite frankly, he's the one who's attacking the gig economy as a whole, and he shouldn't be getting credit for this. But nevertheless, I'm glad that this is being delayed by another year so that way we can find a more lasting and more effective solution for all parties involved, not just for those who are working in the government looking to collect their taxes. Because God knows is that the government has never really been on our side. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!